Good morning. My name is Tay Baltimore, on-air personality freelance. Today I'm in the studio working a special interview. We are here speaking with a very dear friend and a person whom has been wrongfully accused of a crime allegedly. So today we're here to talk about it and get his view on the situation. Today in the state of Texas, there are over 70,000 registered sex offenders. Today we have in the studio Mr. James Gillis. Mr. James Gillis, tell everyone hi.
Hello.
So, tell us, Mr. Gillis, just a preface of where were you born?
Here in Fort Worth, Texas.
You were born in Fort Worth, Texas. Okay. And what was life like growing up in Fort Worth?
It was pleasant, and I'm all right.
It was pleasant? Okay. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have 3 other brothers and no sisters.
No sisters.
No
Okay.
sisters.
So how was life growing up in a house full of guys? Did you guys typically have a lot of fun and playing outside?
We all got along. We had, brothers, rivalry issues, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we loved each other.
Wonderful, wonderful. So did you guys have a lot of extracurricular activities? Like did y'all go outside and play basketball? Do y'all have family days, things like that?
We had family days, barbecues, cookovers, and Sunday dinners.
Wonderful. So pretty much life was pretty normal growing up, you would say?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So tell us, Mr. Gillis, why are you here today? What brings you here today?
I was falsely accused of a terrible crime, and I feel like, I want to get my story out to, how wrongly convicted I was.
Okay. So today, you are out on parole?
I am out on parole. I was paroled February 4th this year, 2013.
Okay, okay. And at this time, you were under parole supervision?
I'm on SISD Superintendent Supervision Parole.
Okay, all right. Have you spoken to anyone else about your innocence? Did you just begin to start fighting for your innocence now, or did this start way back when you first got locked up, or?
From day one.
From day one?
From day one, appeals, disciplinary reviews, from day one.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about the case, and we actually have a copy of the criminal court appeals on hand right now. That actually was written and printed and recorded in the state of Texas around October of 1985. So tell us, let's go back to the time or around the time that the crime happened. So tell me the night of the crime, where were you?
Night of the crime, at the approximate time that the crime occurred, I was with 2 other friends who were out clubbing.
Okay. So you guys were just out having a good time, no ulterior motives, nothing planned to try to hurt anybody or anything like that, just a night out. It's a Saturday night, I'm assuming?
It's a Saturday night. It was a Memorial Day, Memorial Day weekend for Saturday night. We was out clubbing, having fun, doing what, teenagers do, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, this particular spot that you guys were partying at, is this somewhere that you always party on a Saturday night? Is that typically like where everybody in the neighborhood hung out?
It's typically where everyone hangs out. Matter of fact, it was right around the corner from we're living there at the time.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. All right. So this wasn't anything new. Like you said, this was something that, people in the neighborhood, everybody just, hung out there.
Right.
Was it a club or a bar or?
It was a club, bar.
Club, bar, okay. And at the time, how old were you?
18, just shy of my 19th birthday.
Okay, all right. So tell me how the atmosphere was at this particular party spot? Is everybody, is it, just music, drinking, everybody dancing? Were you dancing?
I wasn't dancing.
You wouldn't dance?
I wasn't dancing, but it's music, it's drinking, and,
Okay.
A nice scenery.
Nice scenery, okay, all right. So when people go to hang out at this particular spot, how long, do people typically stay? Does it close at 2? Do you leave at 2, or?
It's closed at approximately 2, but it's still, people to be there.
There's still people that are there, okay. So tell us then what happened this particular night with you and your friends. So did y'all go to this particular spot to party, and then you just left and went home, or tell me what happened?
Well, me and my two friends, who, by the way, is two females, we were already between the age of 16 and I was like 18.
Okay.
We had made plans to go out of town that very morning to visit another friend who was also incarcerated against the state school.
Okay.
So around 2, we went to my mom's home, which I just mentioned, the state right around the block. Changed clothes and left gas at the car, traveled, to Gainesville, Texas. And it was like, after we came back to Fort Worth, by approximately 3 that evening, that Friday evening, we come back to my mom's house, laid out on the floor, slept, rested up, and stuff like that.
Okay, and that was it?
That was it.
Just a typical weekend, young people traveling, and, I assume it was just, kind of a flying by the seat of your pants, hey, let's go visit so-and-so.
Right.
And we'll come back, and that was the weekend.
Right.
Okay. Did you have a girlfriend at the time?
One of the companions, my friends, was, like, a girlfriend.
Okay.
Just one of my alibis,
Okay. All right. So basically, after you got home from the trip, nothing happened, just, went on with life as usual.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So, did you travel very often, during the summertime? This was the summer, you said, correct?
This was during summer.
This was during the summer, okay. Do you have a habit of traveling a lot during the summer?
No, it was just that, just go and see a friend, go and visit a friend.
Okay. Okay. So you come back from basically just a weekend of having a good time. That's what it
Right.
sounds like. Like you said, just young people doing what they do, hanging out, partying,
Right.
just going to see a friend.
Right.
Okay. We'll be back in a few moments. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll talk about how a weekend of innocence turned into a lifetime of over 20 years of an incarcerated nightmare after this. Tay Baltimore, on-air personality freelance, live back in the studio. We're speaking today with Mr. James Gillis. Mr. James Gillis was formerly incarcerated on a sex offense charge that he was falsely accused. And so today we're speaking about the fight for his life and, of course, for his innocence. And welcome back, Mr. Gillis. So previously, we talked about the night of the crime, which was basically a night of just fun, friends, traveling, a nice weekend, summer nights, etc. Things that many young people today do. So let's talk about how that weekend turned into this lifetime nightmare. So tell me what happened after you got back home from, traveling out with your friends, your companion, the young lady who was your companion, etc. So tell me what happened after that.
What happened after that is that I had went and dropped my companions off. I had them dropped off at their own home.
Okay.
And when I was coming back to Fort Worth from the visit to Gainesville, that I had a car trouble.
Okay.
So I had my brother to come pick us up. And I left my car at a gas station. It's on the north side of Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, my brother, you know, came, we fell out on the floor, went to sleep, me and my friends. After they went home, I taking them home, I called the place who I, you know, had an automobile from, told them, you know what I'm saying, where my car at, and they came and gave me another vehicle.
Okay.
So, over the span of like 2 days' time, once I got another vehicle, I was like at home, sleep, and my brother girlfriend, she had called me like early in the morning. She had called me on the phone, and she said, it's a lot of officers down at the door, beating on the door. They are looking for you. They got, you know, dogs, helicopters,
Okay.
and they looking for you, and you like, you know what I'm saying, what have you done and stuff like this. And I'm like, man, I ain't done nothing, you know.
So what day of the week was this? So was this Monday or?
No, it wasn't Monday. It was like the first. It's like a couple of days after this.
Okay, so but the weekend ended on Sunday.
It ended on Sunday. That Monday was Memorial Day.
Okay.
So it's like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, I believe.
Okay, so Tuesday or Wednesday, this is when you got the phone call from your sister. Okay, saying that police, dogs, and everyone under the sun from the police department were banging at the door looking for you.
Right.
They were banging at her door?
They went to her residence first.
Okay.
It's approximately about a mile from my mom's home.
Okay.
While she was talking to me on the telephone, telling me, hey man, all these policemen down there looking for you. They just left. I started hearing motor vehicles and stuff outside the home. Out, you know, my mom's home.
Okay.
When I look out the window, I seen police, you know what I'm saying, detectives, popular K9 unit, and even, you know, a helicopter.
Okay. So you have, it sounds like, so was the house surrounded?
It was surrounded.
It was surrounded, okay. So a weekend of partying, going to see a friend that was incarcerated, a Memorial Day weekend basically, has turned into a nightmare. And so at this point, you don't know why. You have no idea why police, K9 unit, and detectives are knocking at your sister's door, at your mom's house. You have no idea.
I have no idea whatsoever.
So nothing took place that Memorial Day weekend at the club or while you guys were out on the road.
Right.
Nothing even near a sex offense happened is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay. And the crime that you were accused of is?
Aggravated sexual assault.
Aggravated sexual assault against a woman or?
A 34 black female woman.
Okay. So tell me what happened after you realized that the house was surrounded.
It's surrounded. I panicked, you know what I'm saying? It was a portion of my mom's home that was being remodeled. And it like, you know, it was like a section of a floor now in the room. So, you know, I hid under the house, not knowing what's going on, something like this here. So once the officers, you know what I'm saying, discovered I was in the house and probably had me come back up through the floor, they put me up against the wall, slammed up against the wall, telling me that the crime I was charged with. They started telling me about, you know, telling me reading my rights and stuff like this here. So once they started telling me about the crime I'm charged with, I'm like, oh man, I ain't worried about this here, cause you know, I ain't commit no crime like this here, you know what I'm saying? So they're like, you on the rest of this here, we're gonna take you downtown. Okay.
So how did they find out that you were under the house?
It's a section that was taken up, the floor and then the house taken up, you know what I'm saying? They looked and see, you know.
Did the police ever come into the house?
Yes, they all was inside the house.
They all eventually came in.
Yes.
Did they tear the door down to get in, or did your mom let them in, or how did they get in?
They tore the door down, but this one, it was like a flimsy front door. This one, you know what I'm saying, one mustard, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So at this point, you're being slammed up against the wall. You're being read your rights. How are you feeling? I know that you said that, you know, you were like, well, I'm not going to worry about this because I didn't do anything. But What was the ride down to the police station like?
Um, I believe like a officer sitting back, one sitting in front, and you know, they were like telling me, yeah, you did this here, you going to penitentiary, you going to prison and stuff like this here.
Okay. Have you had any prior run-ins with the police before that date? At any point, on any occasion?
Yeah, I have run in, you know what I'm saying? The officer, you know what I'm saying, that we were trying to arrest my brother, and I ended up getting arrested in the process.
Why did you end up getting arrested? Was there an altercation?
There was some officer that it was an altercation with my brother and my cousin, and they claimed later on they identified themselves as officers when they did it. And all I was saying that it was some officers that was you know, assaulted my brother and my cousin, you know what I'm saying? Some white guys assaulted my brother and my cousin, you know what I'm saying? And once I got in, trying to see what, you know, what it was, and they saying that after we got, you know, after the situation got under control, they said we police officers and stuff like that.
Okay, so was this the issue of, so you ran up on this situation and seen these, you said it was white guys?
White guys.
Okay, so you seen white guys beating up your brother, so did you jump in the fight?
Yes.
Okay, so you jumped in the fight.
Right.
So you and your brother were fighting these white guys?
White guys.
Okay, and you said they did not identify themselves as police officers until?
Since we got in control and patrol unit showed up on scene.
Okay. Was there some indication why your brother was in an altercation with these people?
They were claiming that he was being loud or something like that. But I don't even really too much remember the incident. I just remember that, you know, so they charged, I don't even know what I really charged with. But I know it's something like obstruction and
Obstruction of justice,
yeah,
maybe?
yes, and I think probably something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at that point, you were charged with assault on an officer because you were trying to help your brother.
Right.
But you didn't know that once you got to the scene that those were officers.
Right.
How is it that you knew that your brother was in an altercation period? Did somebody call you?
I just so happened to walk up on the scene. Because it's right around corner from my mom.
Okay. Were they beating him?
Yes.
They were beating him with their hands, or did they have?
No, they had no they had no kind of weapon or knife. They was just beating with hands and stuff.
Okay. And did your brother state why they were beating him?
He just told me that something about, you know, he would come out the club, want to brush up against him, something like that. I don't even remember, you know, the incident too particularly. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So if you speed up to the incident where you're in the back of the police car and these two officers are talking to you inside the car,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that this was a retaliation type of thing because of this past event that happened with you and your brother beating up the police officers or fighting the police officers? Do you think this was retaliation?
No, I think it's two, you know, separate issues. I don't think it's connected.
You don't think it's connected?
Right.
Okay. But out of the blue, you were at home and your house was surrounded.
Out of the blue, I was at home sleeping in my house. I got a telephone call and to notify me, hey man, police looking for you, and no soon I see that call, I hear all kind of police outside my home.
Okay. So tell us what happened when you got to the police station. Are you booked in immediately on these charges? Are you fingerprinted immediately?
I was booked in, fingerprinted, and my mugshot taken, and stuff like that. It was late on I believe it was late on that morning. I seen two detectives. I don't recall their names, but they were like, well, if you didn't do this here, then come on, let's do a line up, and we'll get you home before 5 o'clock, all this shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know, I'm all for it because, you know I didn't do the crime, you know what I'm saying? So after I went through the lineup, the Texas didn't talk to me immediately. It was like late in the evening, they come and told me, well, you know, she picked you out of the lineup.
Was all of this the same day that you got to the jail and got booked in?
Yes,
It was all the same day?
all the same day.
Okay. So it sounds like once you were handcuffed, basically you were being moved expeditiously